Hey guys, it's Chris, and I know it's dark in here. Didn't get to do reacts earlier today. I had the audio issues. Streamlabs took up so much of my time that I finally just installed plain old OBS and set it up and got it all good to go. The only thing is right now I cannot figure out how to change the camera spot that will show up on the video, but I'll get there. So, anyways, this is fine. It's evening. Frodo's right here beside me. He's tired and he's crabby. What else is new, right? And I just figured, everything's settled for the night. It's raining out. We're getting ready to have an hour before Channel Guy gets home from work and kiddo's in bed. So I figured I would just turn on the camera since I have everything set up and react to Alex's video she put up today titled The Truth About Being a First-Time Mom. This is very interesting because I know what it's like to be a first-time mom. And I now have some experience because my son is 12 years old and I'm learning about that new realm, like, when they're getting into being a preteen and a teenager and everything like that. So, let's just see what she has to say. I have her sped up for time, and I will link her video down below. So let's sit back, cozy in. I don't have a drink. Oh well, I'll have to get it later, right? Well, I have some water here. Gonna take a supplement and let's see what Alex has to say.
Guess what came in the mail last night? Dun, 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 dun. Our pumpkin cup from Anthropology.
That's the cup she was talking about in the last video. In the last video, she had the cup that was like this, except it had the little bows. You can kind of see it's indented. I didn't know it was from the same place. It's a cute cup. I mean, I don't know how much I'd spend on it, but it's cute.
It's so freaking cute. I already washed it. I'm ready to make my pumpkin spice coffee. But then I was watching, whose vlog was it? I don't remember whose vlog it was, but I've actually seen two people post vlogs where they found these cup dupes at, I think it was At Home. Actually, I think one person found them at Home and then someone else found them at Marshall's. So, we got to go on the hunt. I don't know if I'm going to do that today, but I'm most certainly
You don't need to go on a hunt because you already got one.
Go check that out at some point. But we got it. So this is our official pumpkin spice coffee cup for the season.
Not for a hot coffee, though.
Let's make one. Also, this is still the breakfast of my life. Pre-made hard-boiled eggs.
Are you serious, Alex? Look, I have pre-made hard-boiled eggs in my fridge because I bought a brand of pickled eggs that I wanted to try. And they're actually really good, but the best recipe for pickled eggs I've ever had was my son's grandmother. And I know it has cloves in it, and I think that's the difference. So I wanted to try. That's the only reason I have store-bought hard-boiled eggs in my refrigerator. Alex, it takes a whole 15-20 minutes to hard boil it. It's like the easiest thing to do. To me, I hate when Amber Lynn bought these pre-made eggs. It's a good snack for her. It's a good breakfast, but my God, nothing says lazy than buying pre-made hard-boiled eggs.
I know, that's it. So simple, keeps me full for a bit. But on the agenda today, though, my mom and I are gonna go back to Home Goods to return the bedding that she bought that she immediately did not like, which is just, I don't know why it cracks me up so much. I kid you not, by the time we got to the parking lot and she saw it in the sunlight, she was just like, no. And I'm like, why don't you just go back in now? And she's just like, no.
Oh my gosh, she should have just went back in. That's a whole nother trip.
For long, but I don't know.
Returning stuff can be a hassle,
And there was a different one of one of the many that we looked at that she did like better, so we'll see if it's still there. I also totally forgot to snag that floor nap.
He is tired and just ready to be done for the day. Frodo, come here. Watch, if he thinks he's gonna save me because I'm lost, he'll come up. Find me. Find mommy. Where am I at? Where am I at? Oh, yay, you found me. Oh, dear. See, he always finds me when I'm lost. And now he's gone again. Okay. He doesn't know where I'm at when I go like that. He can't see me, so he thinks he's fine.
So I really hope it's still there. It was only one, because that would look so freaking perfect in that corner. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if they have it still. But if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If it's not, it's not. Let's get caffeinated. Yes, I dropped one on the floor.
She's definitely doing the TikTok, like, clip after clip after clip drink or food making thing, you know. That is definitely a TikTok thing. Ugh.
Cheers.
That's
It's
not a
just as I
bad
suspected. It
drink
tastes better
because
than
it
this
is. If she's using the same stuff she used last time, it is a sugar-free drink. It's probably fairly low in calories and definitely low in carbs and sugar. I don't mind this for
It
her.
is a nice, crisp, chilly morning. I just brought the dog out for a little walk, and like it's actually very crisp right now.
Pics and video where it didn't happen, Alex. You should have videoed it.
And then by like 2 p.m., it's gonna be like
I love
blazing
watching
80.
dog like walking and stuff, like little footage from that. I don't mind that.
Sun. I was looking at the forecast, the 10-day forecast, and it does look like we are making our way into fall. I also ordered a bunch of these like fake little leaves and like this cute little like pumpkin crocheted hat, and
That's so cute. Oh my goodness. I love little baby stuff. It's the cutest thing when they're that little and you can dress them up and they can't say, no, I don't like that. And I don't want to wear that. Like my kid is like that now. He's particular about what he wants to wear. And oh, it doesn't matter what mom likes. It's all about what he likes and style and what's cool. You know, like when they're little like that, you can just do whatever the hell you want with them. What is
pants.
cute? He's
Like,
a little pumpkin.
they came in there in the wash, but they are literally look homemade. They look like hand crocheted. I got them just on Amazon because I want to do like a cute little fall photo shoot with him. We set up like this like studio in the
I wish
basement.
I would have
It's
taken
just
more pictures of Alaric and gotten pictures done and taken more pictures, but I was like, I just was so insecure and I hate how I look so bad that I didn't take pictures very much with him. And I hate that. I have a ton of pictures and videos and stuff of him, but I definitely want to get myself more pictures and videos of us together. Not just for me, but like for him, you know, so he has them when, like if something would ever happen to me and I'm gone. I definitely wish I had more stuff with the people that I've lost in my life that I was really close to. So that's a cute idea.
just like lights and a white backdrop because I want to do all of our photos for Anderson just like at home. Just I thought it would be like a fun little.
I wonder how did they come up with the name Anderson? Do you wonder? Because that's like a last name. I've never heard it used as a first name. I wonder how they came up with it.
Project, you know, we'll do all of them as he grows. But I had seen some really cute like inspo pics on Pinterest, so I'm really excited to like do some cute little fall photo shoots with him.
Oh,
All right,
and
guys,
if you
my
like
coffee, and then
stuff, here, speaking of cute stuff for Pinterest and everything, my earrings. I don't know how close they can be to the camera. I don't know if like it'll show or anything, but if you like the earrings, I made them. They're from my newest set of things I've made. They're going to be in the shop along with other stuff. Pretty soon I have pictures I'm taking, and I also have some book hooks and stuff. So, but yeah, if you like the earrings, I make them. I can take custom orders too. There's my shameless plug for my shop. I want to make some sales for Christmas, guys, but no, I think they're nice. They're dangly. These are, I think, Dalmatian jasper. They're polished Dalmatian jasper, and they're just cute. So
I'm gonna head out in a little bit after Anderson eats and go back to Home Goods. So let's see if they have my lamp. Back at Home Goods for another chance at bedding. Look at this freaking wreath. Are you kidding?
it's beautiful, but
imagine?
it's
That's a
huge. I don't
moment.
know where I'd put it.
I like love that so
Big
much.
for the door.
Isn't that amazing? It's huge. That would
Nancy's
be
still looking good. Nancy doesn't really look like she's gained any weight back. Maybe a couple pounds, but not much. She's looking good. I like that hair, that like blunt bob haircut on her, and that
really
color.
cute actually for the kiddos. Oh, it's broken. Can we get it from half twice?
That's cute, but I don't want the stuff. Oh my gosh.
Those are cute.
I like the pumpkin stack, but I actually want to maybe this year. I saw these hand painted pumpkin stacks where you take them and get different shapes and make them all kind of crooked, and you can paint some striped and black and white and some like kind of harlequin style or chessboard style. They look so cool, and I want to do that so badly. Alaric and channel guy Joe always do a creepy spooky big Halloween thing. Like Halloween is Joe's thing. He decorates the porch, he does it up, but and I made some like tuanas to hang on fish hooks that hang from our roof, so it gives a nice creepy feel. If you don't know what a tuana is, think of those little like hanging stick men, those creepy figures, those stars and stuff from the stick men from the Blair Witch Project. That's what its one is. And I made some, and I think some of those will be in the shop too. But just a seasonal thing. But I hang those, and that's my little contribution. But I wanna have some cool little pumpkin things. And of course the guys do their thing, they carve pumpkins and they have a good time. But I want to make my painted pumpkin stack.
Super fun. These are very fun.
This
Do you
reminded
think they have like faux pot filler here? Probably not. Like
And yes, I fake it.
faux flowers that go in a pot. Oh, like I don't know what you mean. You guys
Get
remember
the
that? I
witch's
think that was the
hat.
one I
Ooh,
really
I
wanted.
actually really like those dark. I like the white ones with the autumn orange like flowers. I like the black ones with that dark, deep, like blood red leaves too. That's really nice.
Black one too. I love
That would be good for a creepy board.
That is very fun.
I like the fact that it's kind of wispy on the edges.
Oh, I love it. It's very whimsical.
Like I said in the last video, I gotta start decorating, like actually decorating my house and getting like settling
Okay,
in.
why
I've
do I
been here
love
for a
this? That would be
year,
so cute on
and
the
I just
mantle.
never feel like it's mine.
With the other ghosts I have, that's so
And
cute.
it is. We will
Oh my gosh,
own
so
it.
sweet and
It's
so
owned by
like
our family
fancy.
now,
It's
and
a
then it
sequin
will
bow tie.
become
If anyone needs
ours.
a good fall gift basket, these are really cute.
But I never let myself settle in. I need to. And then we can take the stuff with us. Because, I mean, at some point, probably after kiddo is graduated and he wants to come with us, or when he's out of, like, done with school, college, whatever he goes to, we will probably be moving down to the more southern area of Florida where Joe is from with his family. So maybe that's kind of the plan, but we really don't know. But it's many years away.
I love all these cozy colors. Like
It is $50 for that ugly. Looks like it would match my couch pillow. Ugh. You see that? $50 for that pillow. And isn't that supposed to be like a markdown? Because isn't it like TJ Maxx or something? I wouldn't pay $60 for that pillow. I can't think of any pillow I'd pay $60 for. Unless it's like a big,
look at these
huge,
candles. Oh,
like body
I didn't break them.
pillow.
They are intact. They look
Even
like
then,
anthropology ones.
I'm a self-admitted cheap ass.
$10. That's a really good price.
I'm telling you, anyone who spends money at Anthropology, I love you, but
Me.
I bought her stuff for Christmas last year.
Ooh, fall candles if you need.
Although I don't think Alex and them worry about money and think about money at all. Like,
Bunch behind you. These are still here, guys.
even if I had a ton of money, I would still think about it.
These last time they were so iconic. 59.
I
That's a
don't
good
like
price for a
that,
lamp.
Alex. Don't get that. It looks like a hula skirt, which would be cute on a hula dancer, not on a lamp.
Pickup truck. I put a whole bunch of stuff in. That's a super price.
Yeah, and they're so fun.
I could make my whole living room tropical.
You should. Sad to report, guys, my lamp is gone. Not meant to be.
A few minutes later.
All right, I actually found a lamp that I love. Yay!
You know, I don't mind it, but the thing is I feel like for as big and tall as that is, and with the girth, I don't know, a better circumference of those round balls like going up the thing, I feel like the shade should be bigger. Not my favorite thing she's bought, but
Hey. Oh, and you found a comforter. We gotta show them too.
Yes.
Look how beautiful.
Yes. The beiges and the grays, which is exactly what I needed.
Do you need sham? Does it come with anything?
I think it comes with shams, does it, or does it not?
it's nice. Quick, Nancy, run out the door and see if you like it before you actually buy it.
I don't think so. I feel like quilts just come with quilts. So I don't know if that's gonna be an issue. No, but I see stuff here, but it just says quilt.
I have shams that are like this color already, so I should be okay.
Okay.
It'd be great if we could find matching sheets or shams or something.
You wanna look and see if they have any? So she just realized that this is green. She thought it was gray.
I did.
So
Sometimes the fluorescent lighting with certain colors can screw with you, or some people are minorly colorblind to certain shades and stuff, and don't even realize it.
maybe back to the drawing board. Maybe not. It's like a throw blanket, but as a chair. That is actually very soft.
soft.
Very fun. All right,
That's a
quick
funny
stop at
pillow.
Target before we end our shenanigans.
Oh, they're
I'm
at
surprised they don't have
Target.
all their like Halloween stuff out yet. They're kind of behind the ball for the quickness of life. I'm sure they
Look,
have the Halloween
people
section.
put Halloween and like their Christmas and holiday stuff up way too early now. Like Walmart is putting Valentine's Day stuff up before actual Christmas, and it takes the fun and the magic out of the season. So
But like, I'm surprised
don't
they don't
get
have
on
the
them
whole.
for that.
Yeah. Here's some new Hearth in Hand. I don't think any of it's like fall though. Actually, I think maybe this is the fall section. I see pumpkins. I need no pumpkins ever again.
No.
Never. That would totally match the quilt. Very pretty. Yeah, there's some fall stuff over here. Oh, there's
Pretty
the turkey
bougie
I have from
painted
last year.
pumpkins.
And then I just saw over here, they have a mini version. Look at it.
Adorable.
It'd be so cute to put them next to each other. Not for $15 though. We're looking at
I really don't think the price bugs you, Alex.
the Halloween candy. Oh, Bubba. What's nice?
Get away. You don't need that candy. You don't need that candy, Nancy. You're a type 1 diabetic. And you don't need that, Alex, because you're morbidly obese. You're a new mom. And you're going to be a type 2 diabetic. So.
My hand.
$2.
Remember the old bags that were like at least twice as big?
Same price or less?
Well, you don't need them to be twice as big. You don't need them at all.
Crazy.
Uncanned candy. Oh my God, she's picking up a bigger one. I don't like candy corn. There's people in this world that love candy corn and people that detest it. I hate it.
No price on the top.
Let me know in the comments what you think about candy corn. What side are you on? And leave that, if there's a candy corn emoji, you can leave the candy corn emoji in the comments too. It will help the algorithm.
Look at this guy. He's been rocking and rolling. He jams. A lot of the Halloween stuff's not out yet, so I think I might wait to do a peruse once it's all like actually out, because it's still a little bit bare. These are nice and they're actually like heavy, so good to know. All right, you guys, it's horrible backlight right now, but the lamp.
Yeah, I
works.
don't mind the light. I just feel like the shade needs to bigger or longer. It looks a little short.
So good. I have been sweating a lot today. It was so hot out today. Hotter than yesterday. I don't know. I was sweating. So Anderson just ate and is down for a nap. But speaking of Anderson, I had ordered on...
Oh, and thank you guys for clearing up. A couple of you had said that she is breastfeeding, and I'm really happy to hear that because I can't remember where I read that she wasn't, and it surprised me. So I'm really happy for her that she's doing that. It's good for him. It's good for her. It's great bonding. So good job, Alex.
Etsy, some cute little bracelets for my sons, Bruno and Anderson. Oh, these are so... Oh my God, these are so pretty. Okay, trying to like adjust them so I can show you properly.
Like, it's like a little bit of fall allergies out right now, and I've always been allergic to ragweed. I used to be dangerously allergic to it, but it's not so bad now, but it's still causing if I'm sniffing.
So Anderson and Bruno, and I love that they had size choices for the bracelets because I wanted them to be like a little bit loose, even though they're like stretchy beaded bracelets. Oh, cute! And they had different color beads, different choices and stuff like that. Oh, these are adorable. Oh, I love them. So I just got the gold, and then you'll be able to tell what the colors are when you look. I'll put a link to the Etsy page, but they're just like a little bit loose, but not like too loose. So measure your wrist and see.
Page. I'm considered a hater,
that.
I think, so I don't think she'll be linking anything of mine anytime soon.
I need to like take a picture of that and put it in the photo dump. Okay, these are so cute. Definitely gonna be like some of my go-to daily jewelry. And then another thing came in that I ordered on Etsy. So if you missed it, we were gonna name our son Diego, but changed our mind. And I had ordered one of these. It said Diego on it. No longer have. It's the perfect size to hang on that little
That's cute. I like that.
shelf thing that we have. He's right here making a lot of sleep sounds if you hear him. And instead of going neutral this time, I did a bunch of green tones to match his room. And like how cute. So I can hang it like this. Oh, it's gonna look so
Branching
cute.
out, green.
Oh, I love it. So yeah, also from
It is
Etsy.
cute. I
I'll
like
link
that.
both of those. All right, I'm back. I had to charge my battery, and I also put my hair down because, you know, after a while, at least for me, if my hair's up, it will give me a headache. So I thought for the rest of this vlog, I could do my new mom Q&A. So I posted it on Instagram and told you guys to send me in your questions. And we got Bruni here too. We got Bruni here taking his rest. So yeah, I told you guys to send me in your questions, and I just had said I will answer whatever I'm comfortable with because I am very much like figuring out my groove, finding my groove, and I'm just like
she's
every
still
day taking it.
like super new. Like, how old is he? What, less than a month old at this point? So yeah, she's got a lot to do and a lot to figure out, and yeah,
Day to time when it comes to vlogging and sharing what I feel comfortable with. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, SIRI. She always thinks I'm like talking to her and I'm not. So thank you guys for bearing with me as I figure out my channel and mom life and newborn life and how much I want to share. Just day by day. Just gonna keep on following my heart. So let's pull up some of these questions. So I did get like a lot of questions about my labor and delivery story, but I actually vlogged like throughout my whole like labor and delivery experience in the hospital. I started vlogging shortly after my water broke at home, vlogging going to the hospital,
Yeah,
room to
she
room,
made a
being
video
induced
about
right
it.
after labor and delivery recovery, like just so much. So if you want to watch my labor and delivery vlog, I will link it because it's all right there. the whole shebang. How many kids do you and Yar want and plan on having? It's so funny because I really wanted like a big family because I grew up an only child. It's just me and my mom, and I always wanted like, I don't know, you know, the movies, the picket fence and the big family and the crazy Christmas mornings. That's what I wanted because like, not to say I didn't have
then you realize once you have a kid that that's a lot of work. That's going to be a lot of work.
the best childhood. My mom made my childhood extremely special, and I actually really loved it just being the two of us. But I always wanted like something, you know, big and traditional when it came to like my future. But like even just getting pregnant and having Anderson, like the love I have for him, like I don't know, I don't need like as many kids as I thought, but we'll see. I really don't know.
I think I said in one of the reacts from her when she was still saying how they wanted 2 or 3 more, or at least one more, that after the baby came, after she had a kid, she might change her mind about that. That's happening pretty quickly.
Oh, I always wanted like 3 or 4. All of a sudden now I feel like I'd kind of be okay with 2. We'll see. I honestly don't know. We got to get through raising.
Alex, please get yourself healthier then. Please. Because trust me, it sucks having health problems, worrying about if you're going to be there for them. How is it going to affect them if something happens to you? Because my son would just be so devastated because we're so close. And it's just the feeling of guilt. Like, it bothers me. And like, not being able to do the things you want to do with them and not keep up with them, and just you want to be a good example for them because you want them to be healthy and happy. So please get your shit together.
Anderson for a bit first before we decide. One highlight and one hardship of your first week as a mom. So going back to the first week, because Anderson, when I'm filming this, is 3 weeks old. The highlight of that first week was like probably my favorite part was him being put up on my chest after I pushed him out. Like it was the most magical feeling. That's actually in the vlog. I just started crying and I was just so in awe. He was perfect. Like I just adored him from the second he was inside of me, of course, but like from the moment like I got to like see him for the first time, was magic.
That's when it is truly real. Like I still kind of didn't even believe it until they like, because Alaric's cord was wrapped around his throat pretty tight, so they took him out, wrapped him in a blanket, stuck him on my didn't even let me, I didn't even get to hold him. They put him there like that, let me look at him, and then he was like and then away he went, and they were off tending to him. But I was just like, oh, you're so little. Who are you? And like that's when it, for some reason, that's the moment it was truly real for me. I was like, this is happening. There he is. You just met him. And yeah.
It's like one of my top moments of my entire life. But then hardships of that first week. So as you know, if you don't know, Anderson was 5 weeks early, like on the dot, 5 weeks early. And I always knew in my gut and in my heart that he was going to come early, but I certainly didn't expect 5 weeks early. So needless to say, it was a huge shock to my nervous system and mentally, like, of course, the best surprise, especially considering he's healthy and happy and didn't have to go to the NICU, and like he did great. But once we like got home and we were settling in, a few days after, it just like hit me like a ton of bricks. Like I was just, because I was out of my routine, I'm a super routine oriented person, and I just thought I had more time to like mentally prepare.
Yeah, you're not ready. And it's like there's that instant fear. Like I instantly like became where I didn't want to be away from him because I was afraid like he was gonna like choke in his sleep or stop breathing, that he was gonna like throw up while he like like I became so worried. I was afraid of people dropping him. I became so instantly worried. And you know what? I never got over it. I am the worst worry wart when it comes to this kid. But it's just like it's so crazy because your mind just starts thinking up all these things and all these scenarios. I was afraid, even though I knew he couldn't move and he couldn't roll, that he was somehow going to fall off the bed or roll off of wherever he was sleeping. And his dad is like, he's not going anywhere. You don't have to worry about that yet. It didn't ease my mind. I was super paranoid.
You know, I really wasn't expecting him to come this early. I'm so glad I had my hospital bag.
Yeah, Alaric was about 3.5 weeks early.
And we had the majority of our house ready. But in terms of like mentally, I really did think I had more time.
I wasn't ready. The day my water broke, it was Good Friday. We had my partner's other kids there. We had just got them, and he was just settling down because he worked night shift, and then we went to get his other kids, and then he was laying down to go to sleep, and I just went in to talk to him, and I laid down beside him because I'd been up all morning and stuff. So I was just like gonna lay down and just rest my feet a little bit because I was super, I was like super pregnant and miserable. And it was like Good Friday. And then 2 days later, we were going to have like Easter dinner and stuff. And I was just had things to do. And I remember when my water broke, we went to the hospital and they tested the fluid to make sure it was like the amniotic fluid. And I was just like, I have plans. This wasn't on my schedule for this weekend for today. And the nurse is like, well, your plans just changed. I was in so much shock. And I was so mortified to give birth, to actually give birth. I was so scared, but it's like, there's no getting out of it, right? So I was just like, I didn't care if he was late. I was just like, wanted to put it off as long as possible while simultaneously just wanting him out. Ugh.
Around day like 3 or 4, I was just like, I don't know, it totally hit me out of nowhere. Like just the shock of it and like processing it. It was a lot to process that, like, life's changed forever. We knew it would be, but I didn't think yet. Like there were still some things I wanted to do. And like that kind of leads in. I got a ton of questions on mental health, baby blues, postpartum. And I do consider, the moments that I had in that first week some baby blues, and I like did not talk about it in the vlogs.
It's not normal.
Because it's not like they lasted all day every day, but there were moments. And overall,
I didn't have any
postpartum
depression. I was pretty good.
Is very positive. It's very light and happy and grateful, but like 100% moments of, I consider the baby blues based off of what I've kind of seen it described as online. But part of me, I don't know if I would have felt that as much if he had come closer to his due date, because like I said, I feel like it was a lot of just shock. Like I think it's already like a lot to go through labor and delivery and birth, but also, having it happen early is just like, or not the way you planned. It's like just a lot on like your nervous system, especially considering that like I'm a Capricorn. I like having things kind of planned, and I actually didn't even get a chance to like come up with
what, now that you have a kid, you can still have that mindset, but you just really never know when things are going to change, plans are going to be changed. It's all centers around that kiddo now, right? And it's like they kind of run the show and call the shots to a large degree. You don't know if something's gonna happen. She's gonna have to like loosen up the vice grip on that mentality a little bit.
Birth plan yet. We were going to do that. Me and my OB were going to do that at my 36-week appointment, which would be the following week. We hadn't even like dabbled with that yet, and I didn't even really know what I wanted to do yet. Like I kind of knew, but not fully. But I would honestly say after that first week, I started to get into a routine, get into a groove. Like that's why I kept vlogging, because it was giving me such a sense of normalcy and comfort, because like everything was just immediately different out of nowhere, which is what happens when you have a baby. So as amazing and magical as so many of the moments are, it's just a big change, a huge change.
It is, so because vlogging, you just suddenly have this whole nother life to think about. And everything you do, like when you get out to just, I gotta run to the store. Now it's like, okay, gotta pack him up, take him with me. Gotta make sure he has all his stuff, make sure he's fed, make sure he's it's like everything is so different. And then when you're shopping and doing whatever, you also have to be tending to them. And it is a lot. I give her, it is a lot. And she'll get there. It's new and it's exciting, but it can be really overwhelming. Especially when it's your very first kiddo, it's overwhelming. It can be. It's a lot of work.
Consistently, like continually after birth, I expected to take more time off. I really did. But it gave me like a great sense of like familiarity to, keep pulling out the camera and feeling that sense of normalcy. So yeah, I don't know if I would have felt that like a huge wave of anxiety with like the big change of day-to-day life if he had I probably still would have felt it, honestly. But yeah, you have this moment of like, okay, life's never gonna be the same again.
I think she just is basically saying like she would have been more mentally prepared. And I know what that's like because I wasn't expecting my son to arrive when he did. So even though we were like kind of for the most part ready, I still wasn't quite 100% mentally ready for it. Like the closer you get to your due date, the more like the closer it's like when you graduate from a class, like the closer you get to that date, the more mentally prepared and ready you are, and you can see it, and your mind and everything starts shifting into that like end game mode. But hey, babies, they work on their own schedule, and it can kind of throw you into a little bit of upheaval.
As much as you are so grateful and love this and they're the best, it does hit you that like life is different and it will always be different, and you do feel a little bit overwhelmed. And Yarman has been the best teammate I could ask for in life, in parenthood. You know, he's very
Yeah,
much
because you
like,
suddenly
you know,
realize too, like, I'm never gonna like be alone again. I'm never like, I always have this major thing that I am responsible for, you know, his life, his happiness, his food, his like everything. And it's a big responsibility, and it can be a lot.
go out for an hour, go get your nails done. You want to go do that Target pickup. Like, he's like, you need to have some sense of familiarity and normalcy, because that is like how I can regulate and calm my nervous system. So like finding like little grooves and senses of that familiarity was really, really helpful. And like, he's just been great. Like, there were a few days where I just like, I cried a lot. I also like had this moment with Bruno. I'm kind of just dabbling on a lot of questions that I saw. Bruno, I've seen some people asking like, I don't know, it's in here somewhere. Someone said, I love my pup to death. It's my baby. I'm afraid it will change after the baby comes. How's it for you? And that was one of the things that hit me really hard a few days after as well. Like, I just looked at Bruno and started sobbing because I was like, I don't want Bruno to not feel the same love we've always felt for him. Like, I hope he doesn't feel like, it was before we really
Well,
adjusted.
don't
And Bruno,
ignore him, and you know, you don't want him to start resenting the baby and stuff. He seems like a good-natured dog. You just gotta teach him that the baby's good and to love the baby and protect him, and just include him, and then it should be okay.
loves Anderson. Like, he's
Frodo's only seen one little teeny tiny baby, and he has a temper. I don't know that I would trust him by himself around. I'd never put any dog around a baby by themselves. But Frodo was just more, he didn't understand what this baby was. He looked at it like, what is that thing? Because it didn't look quite like a person like he's used to. It didn't look like another. He just stared at it. And then he just kind of backed away. I don't think he'd do anything to a baby, but he couldn't figure it out.
constantly like sniffing him, looking for him, like just loves him. But I was just like worried for Bruno. And I also felt bad that like Bruno's not the only kid anymore. Like, Bruno has been there for me through like TTC, and he was like kind of my child, honestly, for a very long time. Still is, but like my first little baby that really got me through a lot of hard times. When Yar's away at Army, when I was sad trying to get pregnant, like Bruno was just there. He's always just, he's like my little buddy, my little companion. I just adore him so much, and I completely broke down about it. And from the moment we got home, Yar and I were like extremely
There's
cautious.
people that have been watching Alex a lot longer than me that say or think that she doesn't like really like the dog, or isn't really that girl, like that the love for the dog is kind of performative for the camera. Let me know why you guys think that, because I don't know. I only see what I've seen in the few months that I've been reacting to her, and it's mainly been like baby focused and pregnancy focused. Let me know why you guys think that. I'm sure there's like, something has clearly happened to make you guys think that. I need the
Of
dirt.
giving Bruno so much love to make sure he knew that he was still loved, and that like Anderson wasn't gonna change how much we like love and show him that care and affection. So I don't know. Yeah, that was a big thing for me. I did break down about it, and I actually talked to some friends who had the same feeling, which made me feel so much better. So if you're watching this, you're not alone, and it might happen. You know, you're about to have a baby and you have that fear, and it might happen. But what I will say is like, thank God humans can adjust. It's hard, sometimes hard. Some things are harder than others, but like you will adjust, you will adapt, and things will get easier. I'm like very grateful that like the wave of anxiety and like, I don't know, a little bit of sadness that I got a few days after getting home, you know, dissipated relatively quickly, because I know that doesn't happen for everyone. But I do think like venting, crying, releasing it, like I have so much to Yar and my mom, or I did when it was happening, and it helped like tremendously. So having a support system helps so much, so much. All right, I'm all off topic here. Let's see. How has the adjustment been having a baby? That, you know, honestly, like I said, I don't know how many times I've said the word
I think she
big change.
described it pretty good, and everything seems pretty normal. Like, and she seems to be adjusting. But like I said, she has Yar, she has her mom, she has money to get like a nanny or a maid or an assistant, you know, if she needs it. So that's good. But all in all, she seems to be, you know, taking the adjustment pretty well.
Big change. But it's the best. It really is the best. And like oh my gosh, this is also like a really big thing too, in terms of like your mental health and like having your first baby, especially when like, you know, you've just like wanted it for a really long time. And like, I've always known in my heart that like my calling is motherhood and being a mom. Like I've craved it and yearned for it for
Really? Somebody left a comment on my last video of her, said I didn't picture her like being a mother. Basically, it said, And I can honestly see that, especially the videos before. And if you just look at her at face value with the consumerism and the shopping and the trips and the hair and the makeup and the, uh, yeah, I could kind of see where she doesn't particularly give off that mom vibe, but it could change.
So long. And it's like, once you get it, it's almost like, oh my gosh, like I got it. Like it's almost like terrifying. And it's like this thing you've yearned for so long, like, oh, okay, like I have it now and I don't want to mess it up. And like, I don't know, it's a really weird feeling to get what you have yearned for so long. It's like a weird feeling of like, I can't believe this is real. I don't want to mess this up. It's like scary and exciting. And it's also like, I don't know, it's a very strange feeling. There's so many emotions that come with having a baby, like so many emotions. Oh my gosh, I got so many questions about breastfeeding, so many questions. This is something that I really didn't want to talk about. I prefer pumping. Latching gives me a lot of anxiety personally, so I do half pump.
You can think it's uncomfortable. I tried with Alaric. I was always afraid that someone was going to walk in. I don't know why. Like one of the other kids. But, you know, they never did. Whenever I went into the bedroom to kind of do our thing, Jason would make sure that, hey, I'd hear him say, door shut, Chris is feeding Alaric, no go, don't go in there. But he didn't latch well. Like he didn't feed well from the actual breast. So I pumped too. And like I know some people frown on that. I see nothing wrong with pumping. It's still your milk. It's still all those good antibodies. It's still the healthiest thing for them. And then, you hold them and cradle them and love them and you're still like touching and together and you're still feeding them. That's great. And then when you're pumping and you can still get the milk and other family members can hold them and feed them and bond with them too. So I don't see any problem.
Pumping, and we do have formula as well, because from the beginning, him being premature, supplementing with that special formula was crucial. What has been your favorite moment?
Yeah, because like I said, I didn't produce a lot of milk, but if I would have been as serious about it, like if I would know then what I know now, I would have studied up on the lactation and the milk production and trying to increase. Like I would have done it a lot different, but yeah.
Far, definitely when I got to meet him for the first time. Do you want kids close in age? I don't know. We really don't know. We gotta just see how this goes. Did you have a birth plan? Nope. Definitely not my water breaking 5 weeks early and getting induced. Did you get any baby
Did you have a birth plan? Nope. You really should. Like I find it hard to believe that since she was such a high risk pregnancy, that she had to go find another doctor, that they didn't come up with a plan just in case for some reason this baby had to come really early or there was complications. Like we already knew, had already had the what NICU do you want to use, this is what could happen talk, like way before my son was even born. And like I had been in preterm labor since 27 weeks, 26 weeks. So my doctor didn't like fiddle fart around with that. We knew what the plan was and what was potentially going to happen, what we would do. And it was set in stone. Like we knew what was going to happen. And luckily none of the bad stuff happened. We got to deliver at my regular hospital, and he was pretty healthy and happy, and we went home 2 days later. And but they did like give me medicine for throughout the pregnancy to try to stop the preterm labor, which it really didn't, but it kept him in there. And then was admitted to the hospital once for like in hospital admission for that. And then I'd say a week, probably about 2 weeks. It was a week because I know it didn't take long. A week before he was born, once I hit like 35 weeks and they could consider a baby really close to technically being term, they can be considered at term, full term at 36 to 37 weeks. So at about 35 weeks, the doctor stopped the medicine I was on that was stopping the preterm labor. So we knew after I stopped taking that it could happen at any time, but it would, the medicine had to get out of my system. When we stopped that medicine, they at the same time gave me medicine, the steroids and stuff they give to strengthen and mature his lungs in case he came quickly and didn't stay into the 40 weeks. And good thing they did, because like 4 or 5 days later after that medicine was stopped, there it went. So, but I'm really shocked that with her being so obese and being so high term, having still been fairly not far out from a gastric bypass, I'm shocked they didn't already have that stuff figured out.
2 weeks was the newborn phase of shock. Definitely touched on that. Oh my gosh, what's worse, pregnancy tired or newborn tired? One of the biggest
Pregnancy tired, definitely, because like when the newborn is here, you're tired. But what that at the end, late stage pregnancy tired, you're tired, and you also have this huge belly. Your organs are all pushed around. There's no room for your lungs to inflate. Your ankles are swollen. Your back hurts. In my case, if you're me, you have the most outrageous heartburn ever. And I've never had heartburn before or after, just when I was pregnant. You're miserable and you're exhausted, but it's hard to sleep. You can't get comfortable. So pregnancy tired in my case.
topics up for debate. During my pregnancy, I had brought this up that someone had said that newborn tired is not nearly as bad as pregnancy tired. And a lot of people disagreed with it. A lot of people agreed with it. So in my opinion, someone's asked what's worse, pregnancy tired or newborn tired? Pregnancy tired is still worse. 100%. I told you guys that I had also seen like a real, I'm sorry, I keep touching my hair. I don't know why. I'm like, I like never wear it down anymore. So like it feels weird to have it down. But I also mentioned someone had
that's what I do. I always have it up. So I'm starting to style it and try to wear it down and do stuff with it. Cause channel guy wants me to chop it off. He likes it like a short bob, kind of like that. Like Alex has. When he met me, that's kind of how it was. But he said one of the main reasons isn't just because I like the style, but you wore it down. Now that it's really long and there's a ton of it and it's heavy, I always wear it up. So when it's down, I just and like not only that, it's kind of like it's a nervous thing, okay? I'm a fidgeter and I'm just
described pregnancy tired as the feeling like you're full of cement, like your body is full of cement. And I'm telling you, like right after Anderson was born, like, well,
and your hormones and stuff are really going crazy still at that time, like
because I was sore. But shortly after, like the cement was gone. Like I'm walking fast, I got a pep in my step. Like you really, I don't know, it really is like a different kind of tired, in my opinion. Being
you lose
pregnant.
weight, you'll have
like,
more pep, Alex.
Felt weighed down, just like all the time. Like don't get me wrong, I'm tired. You're gonna be tired, but like my body feels like I can actually do some stuff, unlike when I was pregnant. So that's my opinion. Did you know in your gut you're gonna go into labor so early? Not that early. I definitely in my gut thought like 2 weeks early.
I anticipated
a week early,
it,
but definitely
I anticipated it, but I'm like thinking like her. I was thinking I had about another week or so.
not 5 weeks early. I always knew he was gonna come early though in my gut. How much weight did you gain during pregnancy? How much did you lose already?
I don't think she's gonna answer. Is she gonna answer this? I don't think she's gonna answer honestly. Do you? I don't think she is.
Funny enough, I gained 25 pounds during my pregnancy and it came off like immediately. When we got home from the hospital.
Alex! What the fuck? She gained more than 25 pounds during that pregnancy. I gained 25 to 30, 25 or 30 pounds during my pregnancy, and I was carrying extra water because I had an amniotic sac that they thought was almost for twins. And I didn't lose most of it immediately. I still had about 10 pounds to lose. I think it was about 10 to 12 pounds. 10 to 15. We'll say 10 to 15 after I got out of the hospital with him. But if you look back through my community posts, I posted a picture of me at my baby shower, which I was about 7.5 months pregnant there. I went into labor only a couple weeks after that party. And if you look and see, you could hardly tell I gained weight. Okay. It didn't look like much. And I had in fact gained around 25 pounds, maybe 30. But, I think it was closer to 25, but You would have super been able to tell on somebody who was such a skinny ass, because I was 117 pounds when I got pregnant. Oh, the good old days. I always tell my son that I gave him all of my cute and all of my skinny, and that's why I'm neither anymore. And he laughs about it. And he's like, Mom, you're beautiful. He's the sweetest kid. But Alex, she's already so big, I think if she would have only gained 30 pounds or whatever, 25 pounds, you wouldn't have seen it as much on her because of her size. We all saw it. I think she gained every bit of about 50 pounds. Do you think 50? 45? I'd say 45 to 55. And she's obviously lost a little bit of weight because of having the baby, but she has not lost all of her baby weight. Like, this is what I get mad about, you lolcows. You lie unbelievable lies. You talk to your audience like we are freaking stupid. No, this is not true.
15 was already off. And then over the last couple weeks, the other 10 came off. So
You
I'm back
lose
to
an initial, like, the baby plus the placenta and the fluid, blah, blah, blah. But, girl.
same way I was when I got pregnant. On a scale of 1 to 10, how scared were you when your water broke? I was not scared. I was just like, I was actually very excited when my water broke. Like, it was kind of this, like, adrenaline rush, like, just like, oh my God.
I got an adrenaline rush and I got nervous and I immediately went into a state of disbelief. I was like, no, that didn't happen. He stepped on my bladder and I peed myself. That's all. I just peed myself.
Gosh,
No
it's
water
happening.
break.
He's coming. Like, oh my God, we're gonna meet the baby. It was more excitement. I wasn't really scared. I was more scared when I got to the hospital and they told me I'd have to be induced. And they told me that it's not pleasant to be induced. That was when
It's not, because even though I was in preterm labor, because of being on the medicines for so long to stop the contractions in the labor, for some reason I was having the major contractions, the full-blown labor contractions, but I wasn't dilating. So on top of, like, having the full-term labor pains, they gave me Pitocin, which is the medicine they give you to induce you to make you contract and stuff. I was contracting, but I wasn't dilating. So they did give me Pitocin, and I think they gave me something else, which just ramped everything up. And it was just the most painful freaking thing. And then I couldn't have an epidural. I couldn't have any of the medicines because I have what's called idiopathic thrombocytopenia, which is just a low platelet count. Nothing. They've checked me for leukemia and everything to make sure it's not like a blood disorder. It's just idiopathic, means they don't know what's causing it. It's just like, I'll have a low platelet count, always have, always will. And whenever your blood volume goes up and everything because of being pregnant, it made it even thinner. And the anesthesiologist came back and said, I don't feel comfortable injecting you in your spine. There is a good chance with that blood count you could bleed out around the injection site and become paralyzed. So we couldn't do it. I did have a moment where I cried, and then we just did it au naturel. I know some doctors, when you're close, some hospitals and places might give morphine or, like, the good stuff. In where I live in Pennsylvania, you can have organs removed and you don't get more than maybe one token dose of a pain medicine. They offered me oxygen, which I didn't want or need, and they offered me, for some reason, Benadryl. And I looked at the nurse and said, I'm having a fucking baby, not an allergic reaction. Get that shit away from me. I was a little crabby at that point, so I just did it au naturel. Being induced sucks, and the nurse just felt bad. I wish there was something we could do for you. It's rough. It's hard. So I understand what she's saying. Being induced, the medicines kick in, they do their thing. Whew, God.
I got scared. But when my water broke itself, though, I was kind of more excited and just like.
So this is a little bit of a Chris's labor and delivery story too, just a little bit.
I don't know, I was feeling like this. Like, my brain was going wild. What age are you most excited for? A newborn, infant, or toddler? I love him being a newborn. And him being so early, like he was just teeny. He was born 6 pounds 2
And they're easier to take care of. They're scary, but they're easier. They don't run around and get into everything and just run the house.
ounces. Like I love the newborn scrunch. I love the snuggles. I love it so much. I look forward to every stage, though. I'm excited to watch him grow and see his personality come and see his eyes open more because he still is like almost always asleep.
Wait till they're 12 and they start getting that preteen attitude. That's a lot of fun, let me tell you. My son's pretty good, but he has a lot of German in him, a lot of Italian in him. He's hot-blooded. He has a little hot-blooded side to him. And there's just, when kids are teenagers suck, okay? Teenagers are the worst. He can't help it. It's just the thing. And it's going to be starting because he
For the
turns
most part.
12.
So I don't know. I'm looking forward to all of it. Oh my gosh, have you experienced postpartum sweats and BO? Girl, I think the hormones after birth might be worse than pregnancy. Contrary to popular belief, being a big girl, I'm not a smelly person. I'm a sweaty person, not a smelly person.
I believe that Alex is not smelly. She seems to be one of the ones that does keep herself clean and hygienic. Her and Anna O'Brien. I think Anna's so big that she probably runs into some issues, especially in her lower half. Alex, maybe not so much, especially where she carries her weight. Foodie and Amber, get out of here with it. They are absolutely stinky, sweaty, cheesy. They're definitely, they have problems with hygiene and odor and cleanliness. I believe Alex that she comes across as very clean. She keeps a clean house. If I had to be stuck in a hot room for 10 hours with no ventilation with any one of them, I would pick Alex.
Now I am. I shower every day. And by the end of the day, I'm like, I smell. What's going on? The hormones are wild. And I also am 100% having hot flashes constantly. I have a fan with me right here. Especially at night, it is horrible. So yes.
Me too, because of the early perimenopause. Jesus criminy, this sucks.
Actually, I Googled it like a few days ago and I saw it was a thing and I was just like, thank God this is a thing.
I didn't have this though after I was pregnant. Like I seemed pretty normal. Like I don't really recall there being any big like transitional like change. Like my hormones kind of just, because I was really hormonally stable though and at a really good weight, had a really healthy diet. So it was like a real easy transition for me and a healthy one right back into post-pregnancy. The only the only thing that happened was, well, your boobs get sore because of the milk and all that and everything, needing to pump. But the only thing I can recall is I had no problem with hormones, mood, energy, nothing like that, other than being worried about him. I just remember because I pushed him out, naturally. There was some swelling, intense swelling down there and soreness. And I'm assuming probably redness. I didn't look. But if you've delivered a kid, you know what I'm talking about. And I remember it being uncomfortable to sit, it being uncomfortable to stand certain ways, and it just didn't feel right down there. It didn't feel right. It felt weird. You could tell there was swelling, and the worst thing in the world was peeing. And I remember it felt like it was like that for like 3 weeks. It probably wasn't, but it felt like that for so long, and it was so bad that I actually thought to myself, I don't think it's ever going to go back to normal. Like it's never going to be right again. And of course, it was fine, but that's the only thing I can distinctly remember.
I haven't had any hair loss yet. I wonder if that's going to start soon. Contractions or postpartum downstairs recovery, which one sucked worse?
From my story what I just said, although I can't compare which sucks worse because they are both beasts in their own right. They're just different. They're very different. Full-blown contractions, this bitch had an epidural, okay? So she doesn't know the full extent of it, but full-blown contractions, a full labor with no epidural, nothing but your good intentions, nothing is as bad as that. Nothing is as painful as that, ever.
Contractions. Contractions are by far the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. God bless the epidural.
I would have liked some incognito, like secret footage from Yar of her having her contractions and stuff before she had her epidural. I just feel like Alex would be very sensitive to them and not handle pain well. I don't know.
Recovery was a pain. Like, I'm finally feeling like so much better. But yeah, the first like 10 to 14.
If I could give a new mom advice, get one of those donut pillows, a couple of them maybe, and stack them up. That would help immensely because it is the worst.
15 days. It hurts to walk, stings to pee. It's not like a pleasant
Hard to
experience.
sit.
I did have stitches. I did tear. But I wish I'd gotten the sitz bath earlier though. Full transparency. I feel like I would have healed so quick if I had done that earlier. So quick. Because the second I started using it, like 2 days after, I felt like a brand new woman. So, but yeah, contractions are for me personally, it's not like that for everyone. My friend slept through her contractions. So like it can go
I
any type of
wanted
way.
to sit
For me,
on packs of like frozen peas and stuff.
I did not like contractions. I was going fighting for my life. Do you feel like Yara is doing the majority of taking care of the baby? Absolutely not. I fully feel, and he does too, that
Oh,
we
someone
split
insinuated something there, didn't they?
responsibilities 50-50. And that is why I feel so like able to vlog, able to do things. And it feels like a very equal partnership, which is like the best feeling in the world. Not that he couldn't do the majority and it would be a bad thing, but I do feel like we have a really good 50-50 split. Your experience plus size giving birth, I felt like I was judged and didn't appreciate it. I'm very lucky I didn't have that experience. I did not feel judged. I will say my delivery nurse was also plus size and she was just like incredible. A lot of the
Most nurses, a good majority of nurses and workers in hospitals are overweight or obese, have really bad diets, really bad health problems, really bad weight problems. Honestly, though, when you're in labor, they're there to do a job. They're not judging you at that point. They are just worried about doing their job, making sure you're safe, making sure the baby's safe, doing what they need to do. I would say for the most part, there would be no judgment or time for judgment. Unless you were like, if you were like super huge, that might be one thing, but they're just there to do their job. So
the people that were actually part of my birth, a lot of the nurses that I had throughout the few days were plus size. And I remember
overweight or obese, I hate this stealing of the term plus size.
like immediately loved my delivery room nurse. Like she saw the wrist tag on my wrist and she's just like, this is cutting into her hand. Get her a different one. Like she was just like honest. She was just, I don't know. She was phenomenal.
Like I would consider myself plus size. I'm like 5'2". I'm 175 pounds. Little thickums. I carry it okay, you know, aside from this. I actually don't even consider myself plus size. Now I think about it. Now I think about my stomach. I would be hard pressed to want to call myself that. Plus size is when you're a little bigger, you still got some curves, sometimes a little bit of a flatter stomach, you're just not huge. When you are Alex's size, you aren't plus size. I guarantee a lot of these nurses were big.
I loved her. But no, I didn't feel judged or anything. I mean, in terms of like my labor and delivery experience, if you have followed my pregnancy journey, I did have some other like issues with my OB, my old OB, and like BMI and all that stuff, which was hard, but
That's no. That's not an issue, Alex. That was you being slapped in the face with frickin' reality and you not liking it. Let's not go there.
in terms of like the labor and delivery, it was a smooth, positive experience.
Thank God,
Did you
too.
poop on
I'm
the
really
table?
glad it went well for her because I was worried for a while.
And was it weird, as we all worry about? So I did not poop on the table. I was fully preparing myself mentally to poop on the table, but I did not. I will say, before I got induced, I had used the bathroom, and I think I was emptied out at that point. So, but you know what? A lot of people poop on the table. Don't worry about it. I was prepared to.
It happens. I know I did because I was one of the main complications I was having towards the end of pregnancy was I was so constipated. The only time in my life I've ever really been, and like when they were doing like the internal exams to check for dilation, they could feel like there wasn't a lot in there, but it was like the nurse said it wasn't a lot, but it was just like little rocks, like little like rock hard, and it sucked and I couldn't get them out. But they knew it was going to come out when I gave birth because that's the most intense pushing you'll ever do in your life. But I was embarrassed about it too. And the nurse is like, this happens, like it's natural, don't worry. But God, I tried to get that out before and I couldn't. He was just like, and they said it's because at that point the baby is sucking up so many nutrients and I wasn't keeping a lot of fluid down because I was sick. I actually had flu like symptoms of like about 5 days before I went into labor. And that's actually a sign that your body is starting to get into labor and prep for labor by kind of making you nauseous, not want to eat. So it's kind of emptying out your stomach and stuff like that, kind of getting ready. And so, that's kind of why I was like dehydrated and having the problems with that. And that's also why there wasn't that much in there, thank God, but I was mortified.
Do mentally, and I was surprised I didn't. Do you miss being pregnant? This was another thing. Someone said, I remember missing after my baby was born.
Hey.
Yes, that was another part of that baby blues wave that I had. Like the change of it all, the shock of it all. And also I loved being pregnant. I loved it. I felt great during the majority of my pregnancy. So I did for a second, like I had this like hole in my stomach, emotionally. Like I'd go to rub my stomach and I'm like, oh my God, he's not in there anymore.
Yeah, I was a little bothered because I was like, okay, it's like I worried about his safety and how he was doing when he was in there. But when he came out, I instantly was like, well, God, and like when he was in there, he's literally with me everywhere I go, every second, every place. And he was warm and safe and protected in there from outside germs, from things. So I was like that for a couple weeks. I was just like, oh God, I'm just so scared. I wish he was back in there because, he's always with me and I just feel like he was safer, but it happens.
And it was just like a really, really weird feeling. And then I get to look at him and hold him and it's magical. It's magical. But like, I really did love being pregnant and it was, just a huge shock to not be pregnant anymore. And like, I had to almost, I don't know if this sounds silly. This is my reality. If you're going to judge, that's really sad. But, I, had to mourn a little bit of like, not having that last month or so of being pregnant because like I thought I was gonna have that more time to enjoy it. My belly had really popped and like I don't know. There's
She was just starting to get the slightest bit of a baby type bump. That's like one of the things that sucked. Like you could tell with me, I was pregnant because I was thin, but with the way she's built and her size, she didn't have that luxury of really looking pregnant. I think like a lot of the pictures where she looked like super pregnant, I think it was like she photoshopped them to look more like she had a bump. She just looked like she had gained weight. And that's sad for her because that is a fun part of it.
something magical about carrying your child. Like having him in there was like this really magical, special feeling. And it was really hard to not have it anymore. And I am really grateful. I also talked to some friends about this and they felt the same way. And, this person here too, Heather and Nicole, you also felt that way. So, if you go through that, it's a very normal, real feeling. And it's like, everything just changes so fast. And I loved having him in my belly and carrying him. It was a very magical thing for me. And I really loved being pregnant, but, you, like I said, you adjust, you adapt, and thank God. What is the funniest thing that has happened recently regarding parenthood? Immediately when I read this, I thought to myself, when I've had this happen twice when I was changing his diaper and he just starts pooping more during mid-change. And
It'll always happen. And watch little boys they'll do the sprinkler completely just unexpectedly. So watch for that. Always have a diaper ready to go like this. It happens. It happens and it will happen multiple times.
This is kind of gross, but it's coming out like soft serve. And it was honestly really funny. I think everything that could be like gross is adorable and funny. Like I love all the little farts he does all day. Like he's a farter. It's happened twice now where like mid diaper change just starts pooping.
So is my kiddo. I'm sure he loves me telling you that, but he's like, oh my God. Little boys are like that. Like be ready for burps and farts and just little boys will do their thing.
keeps pooping. Honestly, you guys, that's pretty much the majority of like the questions. A lot of them were repeats, which is great. So I think I touched on everything I wanted to. But yeah, motherhood is a wild journey. It is the best thing I have ever done in my life so far. I'm extremely grateful that we have this amazing little angel in our life. I am so in love with him. Yara's so in love with him. I love being a mother. I love seeing my husband as a father. I love seeing Bruno as a brother. Like literally, if Anderson starts to like talk or cry, Bruno runs over to his bassinet and like sniffs him. Like it is precious.
Bruno does seem like he is a really good natured dog. So I was really thinking they may not have problems with him. You never know. But yeah, it doesn't surprise me that he's good with the baby.
In the morning, Bruno runs over. Every time he gets up for a feed, Bruno runs over and is like sniffing him like, hey, is brother okay? Like he's so on it. So that's been really awesome because we also didn't know how he was going to react to Anderson. Just for all the new moms out there, go easy on yourself. I am thankfully feeling better, but I don't want to hide that I did have a few rough days and moments that first week at home.
And it's a learning process. Like I still ask, Alaric's grandma and my aunts and stuff who even though my aunt like didn't have kids of her own, she helped raise many a kid. And I still ask people for stuff, for help, for advice, for I have questions about stuff. It's a learning process, especially in the beginning whenever it's brand new and you don't have any kids or anything like that. Yeah, and so she's got Nancy to lean on, I guess some friends that have been mothers, so that helps too.
Like I said, grateful that it didn't last, but if it does,
And
please
my
talk
mom
to
was
someone.
great.
And
My mom passed away a couple months after my son's April, May, June, July, 4 months after my son's father passed away. So when my son had just turned 4, but my mom, from the time he was a baby until that time, she helped me out so much. We lived with her when I separated from my son's dad, when Alaric was only like 8 months, 7 months old, and she helped out a lot and taught me a lot. And I learned so much from her too. So I miss her. I just wish I had her here so bad. But I'm glad I had that time. So she has Nancy, and she can use her to really get a lot of info.
there's no shame in going to therapy, medicine.
And what about yours parents? And does yours still have his grandparents around and stuff too? She has a lot of people that she can definitely get help and advice from.
Like, take care of yourself. The hormones they are crazy. People warned me about it. Like, the hormones are wild, that after hormonal drop.
They wouldn't have been as bad because they're already naturally out of whack because of your size and your poor diet, Alex. Just saying, you could fix that, or you could have made this easier, but I digress.
You feel a lot. So, and it's normal. So feel free to share your postpartum experiences down below, and maybe you guys can all chat, share similar experiences, and just know that you are not alone. So I wanted to kind of just half vlog and half do this Q&A for this video.
Okay, so that's the end of it. I'm going to be done. So I guess I'll title this something like, sharing a little bit of my labor story too, because I shared some stuff, but it was a nice video. Like, everything she's saying is really kind of run-of-the-mill, normal, perfectly just stuff you would expect. But she seems to be doing well, and I'm really glad that she was safe throughout the pregnancy and the delivery and the labor. We don't know if she really had gestational diabetes or if they were suspecting her of a risk for it, because she won't tell. Girlfriend straight up lied about her weight though. She's lying about that. But everything else I believe her on. It was a nice video. It was good to know this, and it'll be exciting and interesting to see where the mom vlogger, the mom life takes Alex over the coming months and years, right? So we'll be here. But anyways, leave a like and comment and subscribe, please, to help the algorithm and help the channel. I'd like to get the channel to 2,000 subs before the end of the year, and we are at almost 1890, so we can get there. And yeah, leave me any interesting things that happened with your labor and delivery, or anything you wanted to talk about as being a new mom. And if not, just leave a candy corn, like I said earlier in the video, in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for joining me for this late night react. Bye.